Ultimate Racing League. Oh, well, yep, with the Ultimate Racing League. I'm just checking that I am live and it is actually showing up on YouTube, because I know sometimes it doesn't. But yes, it is up, and I am up and running, so everyone should be able to get the notification. So anyway, like I was saying, hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and we're here with the Ultimate Racing League for the Sunday Championship of round 9, which is the penultimate round with one round left after this. And we are obviously with the League One guys. They are in the Mercedes-Benz AMG 20. As you can see, we are at a Nürburgring. Nürburgring was built obviously in 1954, so it's been around for a long time. It is 3.1 miles long, and it is 15 turns. Now in this race, they do have to use all 3 tyre compounds of a minimum of 3 laps, and this is the fifth endurance, I believe, of the season, since it's 5 sprint and 5 endurance. And this is the 5th endurance. I do believe this is the 5th endurance. So anyway, let's go down the grids. We did go out and do 10-minute quali. Brian Mechanic got it on pole. Chuck got it in second. After he was coming out of his, I think he had to, if I remember rightly, he had a double win at the last round, so he has brought his performance from the last round. Hopefully he will be able to bring that performance into this round. Bloomfield is in 3rd, PY in 4th, Rufus is in 5th, Flatby is 6th, Slowpoke 7th, Graham Ali 8th, Rossi 9th, Brownie 10th, Stealth 11th, and Sideways in 12th. So let's get these guys rolling. And FYI, I have to, some of the corner names I have on this track I couldn't pronounce, so I had to just put it how I understood it. So some of them might be wrong, so you're going to have to forgive me when I come up with the corner names. But anyway, let's get this race on the way. So Brian Mechanic leading them down the start finish straight. Hello, Ethan. Waiting for the lights to go out, and they're off down towards the first corner, which I call Hang Corner because I can't pronounce the actual proper name. Hopefully they can get all through Hang Corner without an issue to go in with Brian bringing them into the Mercedes arena. I mean, it does look like they all got through without an issue as they come out Mercedes arena into Val Corner, which would be this one, and then that will bring them into the Ford Corner after this. Oh no, this is Val Corner, and this is Ford Corner, and then the next corner at the bottom will be Dunlop. So anyway, at the front you've already got Chuck Brown for the lead, trying to get past Brian the Mechanic as he stays on the inside. So it's a brilliant move there from Chuck. Gets past Brian the Mechanic rather easily there. They are both on the hard tyres as they come through the LDS. I did forget to say as well, this is 25 laps of mayhem and racing, so it should be fun. So anyway, Chuck still has lead with Brian the Mechanic right behind there in 2nd. Bloomfield is there in 3rd, but he's got PY all in his rear bumper looking to try and get past as we now go down the long straight with a bit of a curve. I call this Hazel Corner because I can't pronounce the proper name. Coming up to the next chicane with NGLR, the NGLR corner, and then they come through the final corner, which is the Coca-Cola corner. Rufus is just battling with Bloomfield there at the moment. Bloomfield and Rufus are side by side. Bloomfield is just ahead as they're coming down the start-finish straight. Is Rufus going to be able to make a pass here on Bloomfield here? Oh, he can't. Oh, he is trying. Wait, no, he can't. He stays behind Bluefield. And Brownie is there in 6th. And Flatbee's there in 8th. He's side by side with Slowpoke as they go through the Mercedes arena, with Flatbee just ahead. And Rossi there in 9th. Graham there in 10th. He's trying to chase Rossi down to get that position. He's got out of the Mercedes arena a lot better than Rossi has, but he wasn't able to capitalise on that. Then you got Stealthy Boy right behind Graham Ali there as they come through Val Corner, looking to try and get past Graham. Stealthy's on the softs, Graham is on the hards, so Stealthy's actually on the faster tyre at the moment. And then Sideways there on the hards, he's all the way at the back. Let's go up the front, guys. So we got Chuck leading on lap 2. He has got Pete White behind him in 2nd. Brian Mechanic's dropped down to 3rd. It looks like Pete White's trying to catch Chuck up. Pete White is on the soft tyre, so he is on the fast tyre at the moment. As they come down the Hazel Expressway, I'm just going to call it. As they bring it up to the NGRL corner once again. And then there's Brian Mechanic there in 3rd. He's got Rufus all over the back of him, looking to try and get past. They're all very close at the moment as they come through Coca-Cola corner. Is Rufus going to be able to make a move here on Brian Mechanic? Let's see. Does look like he's going to try to make a move, and you've got, but just behind him you've got Bloomfield and Brownie fighting it out for that 5th position. But yes, Rufus did get past Brian Mechanic, so Rufus is now up to 3rd. With Brian Mechanic down to 4th, Brownie got up to 5th, and Bloomfield down to 6th. So it's all feisty these first 2-3 laps. All gunning for the leads, all gunning to get as high up in the points as they can. Does look like Bry's trying to get that position back, but he is unable to. Bry is on the hard tyres, whereas Rufus is on the soft tyre. So Rufus is actually on the faster tyre at the moment. So it means he's able to keep right behind. Brownie's making a play now to try and get past Brian Mechanic as they come through the Dunlop corner. Bloomfield is there in 6th. So it's all still going on. Flatbee's still there in 7th. With Slowpoke chasing Flatbee down, trying to get that 7th spot from him. Flatbee is on the hards. Slowpoke is on the medium, so Slowpoke is on the faster tyre currently. Oh, Brian Mechanic has had a doozy. He is off. What's happened to Brian Mechanic? Okay, so he's just come out of the LDS up towards Michelin corner and got it all wrong, so that's very unfortunate for Brian Mechanic. Now he's going to drop all the way down to the back, so he's got the work to do now, so that's very unfortunate for him. Anyway, we're on lap 3. Chuck still has the lead, with P. White still chasing him down there in 2nd spot, trying to catch Chuck, but Chuck's not having any of it at the moment. But looks like P. White could be going for a move here. He definitely got out of that corner better than Chuck did. They are side by side as they come down to the hang corner, and P. White has done it. He's got past Chuck on hang corner as they come through the Mercedes arena once again. He's now got to attend with Rufus, who's just behind him. Oh, there's a bit of a bump there from Rufus on Chuck, but they managed to keep going. It did, like, a little accident there, but anyway, so Brownie's there as well in 4th, chasing Rufus down. They've opened up a bit of a gap to Flat B. They're in 5th now. He's got Ethan right, but he's got Bloomfield right behind him. They've also then there's Slowpoke there in right behind as well. So this is all feisty racing here, and it's only the 4th lap. No one knows what's going to happen in this race, but they are all together. Looks like Rufus has made a mistake. That's allowed Brownie to close the gap even more on him. He is trying to stay ahead, but everyone's literally just flying down towards him. Rufus has dropped down a few positions. Brownie's got himself up to 4th. Flat B's up to 3rd. There's a bit of a bumpy there. They're all like 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 there, all going for the RGL corner. There's going to end up, one person's going to end up going nowhere. Oh, so everyone's had a good set of few corners there. Unfortunately, Rufus just got a knock and he dropped down 5, 6 positions. But anyway, on lap 5, P. White is leading, and he is pulling away from Chuck at the moment because Chuck is on the hard tyres, but they've got a decent lead over Flat B. But Brownie has just overtaken him to take the 3rd position, with Flat B dropping down to 4th, and Bluefield there in 5th, Rossi there in 7th, Stealth there in 8th. He's being chased by the Rufus now. Look at Rufus trying to make up for lost time for that disaster of a 5-car loss. Well, 5 position loss. And then Sideways is there in 10th position. Graham is there in 11th, so he's dropped down a few positions because I'm sure he was higher up than that. And Brian the Mechanic is there in 12th, still he's caught up. He's not too far behind, but he is still in last place. So P. White's bringing them down the Hazel Expressway once again into the NGRL corner. Oh, NGRL chicane. But how many laps is P. White going to be able to go for? Because his grip is going to go soon, whereas Chuck's grip is phenomenal because he is on the hard tyres, so it's going to last a lot longer for him. It's probably lap 6 or 7, maybe a few. P. White may get a few more laps out of that set of tyres before he has to pit for a new set. Whereas Chuck is there just licking his lips thinking, I'll be able to get that position back soon, as he comes through the hang corner into Mercedes Arena. Brownie is there in 3rd position, with Bloomfield there in 4th as they come through the hang corner. Flatby's just behind. Well, he's dropped off a little bit, so the gap is now the first 4 or 5 laps are out of the way. Everyone is starting to settle in and getting their groove on, and getting their groove and speed on. Stopic is there in 6th, Rossi there 7th. He's battling with Stealthy, who's just passed Rossi. So Stealthy just got up to 7th, with Rossi there in 8th. Then Rufus there is still there in 9th, looking to try and catch Rossi. He is right behind Rossi there. Is he going to try and make a sneaky move here on Rossi? Rossi is on the hard tyres. Rufus is on the soft tyres, but nope, he's not able to. The Sideways is there in 10th. He's got Graham Ali chasing him down. Let's go on board with Graham as he brings us through the Audi S turns. Into a Michelin corner. And now coming through Bit corner. Sideways there's a half-second penalty, which he's going to probably be serving the next lap. But Graham is all over Sideways rear bumper as they come through the NGRL chicane. Now they come through the Coca-Cola corner and onto the start-finish straight once again. Spiral Mechanic is behind, right behind there in 12th, and Sideways is about the same distance. So here we are, lap 7, so we're not even halfway through yet. With P. White still leading, and he is building up a decent lead to Chuck at the moment. P. White has currently got the fastest lap of a 1:59.2. I do believe maybe he will be going. He could be going into the pits this lap, or maybe the next. Whereas Chuck there with his fastest lap is a 2 minutes 3. And he's about 5 seconds behind P. White now, I think. And then there's about 10 seconds. I think there's probably about a 10-second gap between Chuck and Brownlee there in 3rd. And then Bloomfield, so we've got a little battle here between 4th and 5th. Flat B trying to get that 4th position. Flat B's on the hards. Bloomfield's on the hard, so they're both on the same tyre compound, so there's going to be no advantage here for the either of them as they come through the big corner onto Hazel Expressway. And Bloomfield is just ahead as they come through the NGR, and yeah, I was right. I'll pay my attention to that screen, and P. White has taken to the pit lane to change his tyres. He's decided he's had enough of them tyres. He wants a fresh set. So that will allow Chuck to take the lead, retake the lead. That puts Brownlee up to 2nd, but he could possibly be in the pits next lap, or the end of this lap. Bloomfield there in 3rd, Flatby there in 4th. There's a look. Flatby wants to try and get ahead of Bloomfield, but Bloomfield is managing to hold him off. But meanwhile, Slowpoke on the medium tyres on the faster tyre than Flatby, and Bloomfield is making a play to try and catch them. And Stealthy there is in 6th now with Bloomfield, with Rossi there in 7th, and he's still got Rufus chasing him down in 8th, but Rufus is obviously on the softs. Rossi is on the hards, so Rossi is on the slower tyre. Rossi's fastest lap is a 2:01.3, whereas Rufus is a 1:59.4 currently, so currently 2 seconds a lap quicker than Rossi. But it's one thing to catch someone, it's another thing to pass. But I think Rufus could be into the pits this lap, if not the next. Graham there in 9th. Sideways there in 10th, who's trying to catch Graham up. But they are both on the same tyre compound. There's going to be no advantage there, so P. White is obviously out of the pits, but he's dropped all the way down to 11th. But once everyone in front of him goes into the pits, he could retake the lead, but he is on the hard tyres now, and it's all going to depend on what the guys go on in front of him. But Brownlee has gone into the pits now to change his tyres. Brian the Mechanic is there, he's still down in last. I think he may have spun again because he is well behind. So Brownlee, Stealth and Graham have all gone into the pits. That has Chuck is still in the lead there, with Bloomfield there in 2nd, Slowpoke there in 3rd, Flat B right behind Slowpoke, Oh, there looks like a bumpy there between Slowpoke and Flat B, but Flat B does slow down. Flat B wants that third position from Slowpoke quite badly. But while them two are battling, while Slowpoke and Flat B are battling, that's allowed Rossi to close the gap as they come through Dunlop corner. And then there's me Rufus there in 6th position, trying to close the gap on them to make it a 4-way fight here. They've just come out Bit Corner down the Hazel Expressway with Rossi is closing that gap on Flat B. Chuck has come away from the racing, and let's go to Chuck as he has now pit on lap 9 to come off the hard tyres. Flat B goes into the pit now. Rossi carries on. Rufus now takes the pit 9 laps on those soft tyres. So I think he's been very brave to do 9 laps on those soft tyres. Sideways is in the pits now as well. So P White will jump up to 3rd now. So he's come out back in front of Chuck. But now Flat B is on the back foot. P White is on the back foot because he was before. It was P White was on the softs and Chuck was on the hards. Now P White is on the hards and Chuck is on the hards. No. Yeah, I think I made sense of that. They're all reversal now from the last pits, basically. So anyway, Chuck is now probably going to close down P White pretty rapidly, considering he's on those soft tyres and P White's on those hards. Brownie's there in 5th, Bloomfield there in 6th, Flat B there in 7th. They come through Val Corner into come through Val Corner and come through Ford Corner as they come down to Dunlop Corner. And Graham there in 8th. With me Rufus there, obviously since he's been out of the pits, he's come out of the pits on hard tyres. He's come out just ahead of Stealth, so he did a sneaky one there because he was behind Stealth before the pits and he's come out in front, so he's doing that 1 extra lap than Stealth. That's allowed him to beat Stealth in the pits. And Sideways is there in 11th. So Slowpoke and Rossi have both now taken to the pits, which come away from them two. P1 and Chuck are battling out. Chuck has got through the Coca-Cola corner and taken the lead from P White. Looks like Chuck did that quite easily there as they come through the hang corner once again to bring them on to the Mercedes Arena once again for the 11th time. And did you know, Nürburgring, don't know if I've said it already, but this track was built in 1954, so it has been around for a long time. And it is part of the illustrious Northside track, which is the most longest and most probably dangerous tracks out there, because it is the longest and there isn't minutes to run off. Anyway, so there is a big gap to Bloomfield there in that 3rd position, who is now on the softs, with Brownie there on the medium tyres, dropped off from Bloomfield a little bit, but he has got Flatby, who's on the mediums, bearing down on him. Looking at the timing boards, Brownie's fastest lap is a 2 minutes 2, and Flatby's is a 2 minute 1-1, but at the moment Brownie's just done a 2:04. Flatby has just done a 2:17, so I think he must have just come out the pits the last couple laps. Right, Slowpoke there is in 6th. He's got Scray Molly all over him in 7th position. They are side by side. They come as they're coming through the Hazel Expressway, coming into the NGRL chicane. Graham does have the gap a little bit just over Slowpoke, but he's opened up that gap a little bit as he comes through Coca-Cola corner once again. And he has opened up that gap to Slowpoke, who is on the hard tyres, and he has now got Rossi all over his rear bumper. Is Rossi getting ready to make a move here as they come through hand corner? No, they don't. Slowpoke's managed to hold Rossi off as they come through the Mercedes arena once again. Let's go on board with Rossi. He looked for a little cheeky move there, but didn't go for it. As they come out of the Mercedes arena down towards Val Corner. Onto the Ford corner. You can see Graham just up ahead of him, with Rufus just down the road from him. Oh no, it looks like it could be sideways, I'm not sure. But anyway, they come through the Dunlop corner. Rossi is putting Slowpoke under a hell of a lot of pressure here as they come through the LDS bends. Now through the Michelin corner into Bit corner, and then into the Hazel Expressway once for the 12th time of this race, and they're still not even halfway through this race. Oh, they are nearly at the end of this lap. They will be roughly halfway through. The Sideways is there. He's now in 9th place. He's obviously just got past Rufus, with Rufus there being in 10th. And Stealthy is there in 11th. And now we have lost one. Brian Mechanic was in last place, but unfortunately he has had engine trouble and he's had to retire the car. So that's very unfortunate for him. Anyway, lap 13, let's go back to Chuck. As you can see, Chuck is leading and he has pulled away from P. White. It doesn't look like there's anything P. White can do about it at the moment. Stealth has got the fastest lap currently of a 1:57.8. And P. White there in second. His fastest lap is obviously a 1:59.2 currently. With Bloomfield there with a 1:59.5 in third. He's being chased by Brownie there in fourth. I just lose my breath here. Sorry about that, just had to have a drink and just had to have a breather for a second. As Brownie comes through the NGRL corners onto Coca-Cola corner, chasing down Bloomfield. There's a couple second gap between the two of them. Although Bloomfield is on the soft tyres, Brownie is on the medium tyres. So Brownie will have the advantage. Bloomfield will have the advantage here as he's on the faster tyre. And Flatby there is on the medium tyres. He's trying to chase them down but not having much luck. And then there's a gap to Graham there in 6th. He's on the soft tyres. He will probably gradually catch Flatby up. And Slowpoke there in 8th. He's just gone really wide there, allowing Rossi to get past. But now that's allowed Sideways to get into his slipstream. So Sideways has just got past Slowpoke there, so through the Mercedes arena, Slowpoke was really having issues with the car there. Rufus there in 10th, trying to catch this group up. But Rufus is on the hard tyres, so he could catch Slowpoke up gradually. Looking at Rufus's times, Rufus's last lap was a 2:01.7. Slowpoke's last lap was a 2:02.2. So Rufus is closing that gap gradually on him as they come through out the LDS corners onto the Val corner once again for the 14th time. Through the bit corner once again. And while we're watching Slowpoke, I just got to put a word out for him. So Slowpoke does the commentary for League 2, so why don't you go and have a look at his commentary, because it is one of the best that I know. And then Rufus there in 10th, Stealth there in 11th. So let's go back out with Chuck on lap 15, 10 laps remaining. And he is well ahead of P. White, and there is nothing P. White can do about Chuck. P. White's Chuck's just like, boy, you're not catching me. But P. White is doing his hardest to try and catch up, but he's not having much luck at the moment. Bloomfield is there in 3rd, so still a big gap to P. White. I think the gap is coming down gradually, but P. White's last lap was a 2:05 and Bloomfield's was a 59.8. It's only like just under a second faster, which I would have thought would. But P. White's on the hard tyres, Bloomfield's on the soft tyres, so I would have thought we would have got a slightly quicker time, but it shows how well P. White is doing. He's just literally flying on those hard tyres at the moment. So obviously Bloomfield's there in 3rd. He's being chased by Brownie, whose fastest lap is a 1:59.018, as they come through the Hazel Expressway once again into NGRL Corn Chicane. Then Flatby is there as well. He is just watching them two as Brownie and Bloomfield are side by side as they come out of Coca-Cola corner onto the start-finish straight. Brownie is right in Bloomfield's rear bumper, really wanting to get that position away from him as they come down towards Hang corner. Who's going to get it here? Bloomfield's got it as they come through the Hang corner. But they are side by side as they come through the Mercedes arena. And Brownie is keeping that position as they come out the Mercedes arena, and Brownie takes him down towards Val and Ford corner. But Bloomfield is not having any of that tomfoolery. He wants that 3rd position back. And while that's going on between the two of them, Flatby is licking his lips, looking for them two to just have a collision and crash off the track. Then Graham there in 6th, he's well back in 6th position. Rossi is closing that gap on him gradually, although Graham's fastest lap is a 59.4. Rossi's is a 59.8, so Graham is running a little bit faster than Rossi, but not by much. But Graham is on the softs. Rossi is on the mediums. Sideways there in 8th. Slowpoke there in 9th. Rufus is still trying to catch Slowpoke up. They are now running, Slowpoke and Rufus are now running similar lap times. With Stealthy there in 11th trying to catch them up. Like these three, 9th, 10th and 11th are all on the hard tyres. Just going to be a matter of when are they going to pit for the final time. Chuck has now come into the pits. So is Bloomfield, so is P. White. I could only assume Chuck will be coming now onto the medium tyres. I would think so will P. White as well. But anyway, so with them guys going in the pits, that's allowed Brownie to take the lead for the time being, with Flatby there right behind him there in 2nd. And that's pushed Graham up to 3rd position. Chuck has come out of the pits on medium tyres in 4th. He's been chased by Rossi on the mediums. Sideways there is up to 6th on the softs. Slowpoke's up to 7th. What? Why do you come?
Can I have my pants?
Huh?
Can I have my pants? It should be over on the floor.
He's going to get more alcohol.
Kiss. Quickly. Love you.
Yeah.
Love you.
Sorry about that, guys. Bloody wires bloody banging on the window because you couldn't get in for some reason. So anyway, let's get back to where we were in the groove. So like I said, where were we? Oh yeah, so we're on lap 17, lap 17 with Slowpoke chasing down sideways. Rufus is there in 8th position. P. White there is down there in 9th at the moment. Delphi there in 10th and Bloomfield there in 11th position. We are on lap 17, and as they come through the Hazel Expressway, Brownie has Flat B all on his rear bumper, but it looks like Brownie could be pitting this lap. Oh, Brownie got that all very wrong, so he could get a penalty here. Or does he avoid it just? He does avoid the penalty just, but he is now taken to the pits. That's allowed Flat B to take the lead. With Chuck just coming out of Coca-Cola corner. So Chuck is back up to second currently. That'll be until Flat B takes to the pits, allowing Chuck to retake the lead. So Rossi's now there, he is in third, with Slowpoke there in fourth. P White there is fifth now, with Bloomfield there in sixth, Brownie there in seventh, Graham there in eighth, Sideways there in ninth. He's going to come out onto the soft tyres. Rufus has come out of the pits now, he's come out on the medium tyres. So he's done quite a long stint on those hards. And Stealthy is comes out of the pits on the medium tyres, comes through the hanger corner once again into the Mercedes arena once again. So anyway, it looks like it could be, we're lap 18, it could be Flat B could be pitting this lap for his final stop. And his Chuck is only about 10 seconds behind, I think. So I'm pretty sure Chuck will retake this lead as he comes down the Hazel Expressway for the 18th time. And then he comes through the NGRL chicane once again. Rossi has dropped off a little bit. And yes, Flat B is in the pits like I thought he would be. And Chuck's come out of the Coca-Cola corner, coming down the start-finish straight down towards Hanger corner. And he has retaken the lead. But Rossi has jumped up to second currently. With P. White, it's just on the start-finish straight. He will take third. Will Bloomfield get ahead of Flat B? And yes, he does. Oh no, Flat B gets out just ahead of Bloomfield. So Flat B pulls off. Oh, Bloomfield, Flat B got that all wrong. So that's going to allow Bloomfield to close that gap straight away as they come through the Mercedes arena. And Bloomfield's trying to use his grip to his advantage at the moment. He's on the medium tyres, Flat B on the soft tyres, but Bloomfield did get through past Flat B as they come through the Mercedes arena, now onto the Val corner, and then coming through Ford corner, but guaranteed Flat B is not going to put up that. Flat B is going to run back after him, but Flat B is on the faster tyre now. He is on the softs, whereas Bloomfield is on the mediums. So Bloomfield's going to have a job here, keeping Flat B behind him. Brownie there is in 6th position. Graham there in 7th. Slowpoke there in 8th. Sideways there in 9th. He's being chased by Rufus. They are both on the medium tyres here. Let's go on board with Sideways as he comes through Michelin corner onto Bit corner. There's no one that close to him ahead. He's got Rufus all over his rear bumper, looking to try to get a position. He can see Slowpoke just down the road from him. Rossi has taken to the pits now, so where will Rossi come back out? They're coming, Sideways coming down to the RGL corner once again. But Sideways has pulled away from Rufus now as he comes down to hand corner for the 20th time. And then Rufus there in 10th, and there's Ruth's Stealth has dropped off a little bit. Looks like he is struggling a little bit. Anyway, we're lap 20. Chuck has just come through out the LDS onto Val Corner now, and he's got a good lead over PY. He's just gone now. He's not letting PY have any of it. He's now for the 20th time on the Hazel Expressway. And PY there in second, so he's at the moment PY is all on his own. He's got no one ahead of him, no one behind him. So all he has to do is run his race. And there's Flat B there who's just ahead of Bloomfield. They are battling for that third position. They are on that coming towards the end of lap 20 as they come through the NGRL corners. Well, chicane. Obviously Flat B is on the faster tyres at the moment. But it hasn't taken him long to get past because he was behind Bloomfield. Bloomfield got past him a couple of laps ago and Flat B's managed to get past. There's always usually the first lap once you come out of the pitch, the tyres are the coldest. Looks like Bloomfield got that, as he come through Hancorn, got that all wrong. That's going to allow Flat B to just drive away now. But Bloomfield is trying to keep up, but he has dropped off just that little bit. Then there's that little gap to Rossi there in 5th. And he's got a gap to Brownie, but Brownie has got Graham all over his rear bumper looking for that 6th position. Brownie and Graham are side by side as they come through Michelin corner. Yeah, as they come through the Val corner and Ford corners down towards Dunlop once again for the 21st time. We are coming towards the end of this race. We have only got 4 laps left after this lap. Can Brownie get that position back as Graham just drives off into the sunset? Graham is on the faster tyre, Graham is on the medium tyres, whereas Brownie's on the hard tyres. Slowpoke there in 8th. On a soft tyre, so he's going to come into play. Is he going to be able to get past Brownie, or is Brownie going to be able to keep that 7th position? We will have to wait and see. Sideways there in 9th. Rufus is still there in 10th, still trying to close up on Sideways, but Sideways is just not having any of it. Sideways is just running away now. And Stealthy's just having taken a leisurely drive as he comes down the Hazel Expressway down towards the NGRL chicane for the 21st time. Lap 22 with Chuck leading. P White there in second. And obviously they've got that big gap to Flat B. And Flat B has pulled away from Bloomfield now. Is there anything Bloomfield can do about Flat B? We're going to have to wait and see. But the gap is getting bigger with 3 laps remaining. Rossi there, I think there's more. Rossi's there in 5th. We are on the 22nd lap. And looking at their times, Bloomfield's last lap was a 2:01.3. Rossi's was a 1:59.0. So Rossi is running quicker than Bloomfield, and he is gradually catching him up. So we'll have to pay that one quite attention as he comes through the Hazel Expressway for the 22nd time. Will Rossi be able to catch Bloomfield up, or will Bloomfield keep that full position? This is going to be dicey between the two of them towards the end. Graham there in 6th. He's got Brownie trying to chase him down in 7th, but Slowpoke is there. He's called Brownie up. Slowpoke is on the inside of Brownie, going for that 7th position. And Slowpoke has taken that 7th position off of Brownie, but Brownie is coming back at him as they come down towards hand corner for the 23rd time. But Slowpoke is in the right position there to keep his place. Oh. What's happened here? Oh, things gone all wrong. Technical issues here. It's not letting me move to anyone. Yeah, sorry guys, I'm having technical issues here. As I can't seem... let me just pause that for a second. See if it's my controller. No. Oh. Why is it not? Ah. I don't understand what's going on here, why it won't let me change cars. If anyone has any idea, put it in the comments. And it would have to happen right towards the end. Oh, you mean, oh, that might work actually. Don't it say? Right, so if we go back to lap 21, because I think that's where we were. Right, okay, so that's allowing me to do again. I'm not going to restart it all over again though. Right, we were on lap 21 and I was on around this area, I think. Actually, no, because Slowpoke was just... So it might have been a bit further ahead than that. Yeah, they were battling, I believe. Yeah, so I am close to back to where we were before that disaster happened. Yeah, I believe this is where we were before my controller decided to play whoopsies and make my stream go all mad. So anyway, lap 23 with Sloper there in 7th, Brownie there in 8th, Sideways there in 9th, Rufus there in 10th, Stealthy is still there in 11th, well back, Chuck there in, so anyway, lap 23, 2 laps to go. Chuck has got the lead as he comes down Hazel Expressway onto the NGRL chicane for the 23rd time, and he's pulled even further ahead of PY in 2nd. Flat B there in 3rd. He is trying to close that gap on PY, but he is unable to close it enough to make a play for that 2nd position. Bloomfield there in 4th. Rossi there in 5th, who's chasing Bloomfield down currently. And then they've got a gap to Graham there in 6th. And Slowpoke there in 7th position. And Brownie there in 8th. And they've got a big gap to Sideways there in 9th. And then there's an even bigger gap to Rufus there in 10th. He's really dropped off from Sideways. And there's Stealthy there in 11th, I think, at this point, because Rufus has just set a time of a 2:07. I believe this is where I decided to slow down and let Stealthy catch me up, as I was struggling at the end of this race. I think I decided just to slow down and let Stealth catch me up, and at least he's got someone to race with rather than having to race on his own, because he'd been doing that for 4 or 5 laps. But anyway, lap 24, Chuck has dominated this race, other than the pits when he didn't have all the pit stops, and he's had a brilliant race. He has brought his form from the last round into this round. With P right there in 2nd. Flat B is there in 3rd as he comes through the through the bit corner. He is closing on P White gradually, but with there being 1 lap left after this race, unless P White has a serious issue, I can't see Flat B being able to get that 2nd position. Bloomfield is there in 4th. He's got Rossi there right behind him in 5th, but Rossi's on the softs. Bloomfield's on the mediums. Is Rossi going to be able to get past Bloomfield on the far? This is now the final lap of this 25 lap race. So anything can happen in 1 lap. And Rossi has this lap only to get that 4th position. If he wants it, Bloomfield went out a bit wide there. That's allowed Rossi to close the gap to him even more as they come through the Mercedes arena for the final time. They come through the Val and Ford corners. Rossi is right on Bloomfield's rear bumper. I've got to keep an eye on the map. Rossi is trying. He's right on there, coming down to the Dunlop corner for the final time. He is right there. Rossi is right there. He is trying to get past Bloomfield as they come through the Audi S for the final time. He is going for it, but I'm going to have to leave these guys and go back to the front of the grid, because Chuck is just coming through, about to come through the Coca-Cola corner on the final turn of this track. And he has taken a Fanatic victory at Nürburgring, with P. White bringing it home to finish in second. Flat B will bring it home to finish in third. And Rossi did do it. He got past Bloomfield on the final lap to take fourth position. Bloomfield must be kicking himself in there, finishing in fifth. Graham there in sixth. Slowpoke in seventh. Browning takes eighth. Sideways will take ninth, and you got Rufus and Stealth battling it out for that final position. And back like a minute behind. So Rufus does take 10th, Stealth takes 11th, so that was round 9, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you're not already. And if you're not a URL driver watching us for the first time, get your asses signed up and race with us. Anyway, next round will be the final round 10 and we will be at Sardinia A. So I'll see you then. Bye bye for now.